All right. What's up, Outlaws? Welcome to Ghostwriter Intuition. I'm your girl Bree. I'll be your judge, jury, and executioner over here, as well as president of the Motorcycle Club. Go on and hit that like and subscribe button as you're coming in so that we can get the visibility of the channel up and get these messages out to the people who need to hear them. Hit that notification bell as well so that you can stay updated with all the investigative tarot reads that we do, zodiac readings, as well as spiritual warfare tips and tricks to keep you strapped in these spiritual streets. All right, so let's get into the reading today. So I've been watching a lot of Avatar: The Last Airbender lately, and anyone who knows me knows that I am one of my favorite characters in that whole entire series is Prince Zuko because of his redemption arc. But what we're focusing in on today is going to be like the Blue Spirit arc for Prince Zuko. So for those who are not super familiar with the folklore from which the show draws on, the Blue Spirit is basically a play on the tale of the red and the blue Oni from Japanese folklore. So basically in this story, the red Oni wants to befriend humanity. He wants to, he invites them to enjoy tea and cakes with him, but because of his appearance, people are terrified of the red Oni. So basically what happens is his best friend, the blue Oni, says that, well, since they're afraid of you, I'm gonna help you get it in with them. I'm going to attack the humans, act like I'm, making a big fuss. You're gonna come in and be the hero and save the day, and they're gonna love you. So this ensues. The blue Oni attacks the village. The red Oni fights him off, and thus the red Oni is able to befriend humanity as they see that, oh, he's actually a protector. He's not that bad. However, the cost of this is that when the red Oni goes back to his abode and he's looking for the blue Oni, he finds a note explaining that I had to leave because it couldn't look like you were friends with me, because then humanity would be suspicious of you. So basically, it's like you gain the trust of humanity at the cost of your best friend. So with this, basically how this ties into Avatar is I was thinking about when Zuko comes in the form of the Blue Spirit to save Aang from the Fire Nation stronghold that he was in. And basically they kind of have a little heart-to-heart and they start seeing the humanity in each other. And Aang basically asks Prince Zuko, as he's kind of helping him get back to his uncle and the crew, he was like, you remind me of somebody that I knew from 100 years ago in the Fire Nation. Do you think that if we had known each other that long ago, do you think that we would have been friends? And instead of answering, Zuko basically attacks Aang and sails off. So yeah, something about that energy is significant here. I'm also picking up on something about the Knights Templar. I don't know if it's the actual legitimate organization that exists today that I'm picking up on, or if I'm just picking up on the energy of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and the Knights Templar. I'm not too sure, but something about the Knights Templar is definitely significant here. Actually, no, let's not start off with the tarot here. Let's start with the Past Lives deck. I call upon the Most High, my ancestors, angels, demons, spirit guides, and power animals. Please be here with me here and now. Protect me as I channel. Use me as a mouthpiece of the divine to deliver messages of accuracy, truth, clarity, and the highest good of all involved. Please dispel the veil of falseness and allow that which needs to be seen to be seen. Allow that which needs to be known. Any spirits of illusion, delusion, confusion, distortion, opposition or delay must leave the space at once. Ashe. Okay. What's the energy here, Spirit? What's the energy here? We have Celtic here. We have authority figures in reverse. That's too many. One more, please. Health in reverse. So with Celtic being here, this is again like tying into that like Knights Templar and like the expulsion of the pagans from this area by the Crusaders. Especially because I'm, you know, the health card has the snake here. It's giving me like the energy of St. Patrick here. So something about St. Patrick's Day could be significant in this reading. Let's see. Let's get one from the dark mirror. What does the dark mirror wish to reveal about this energy? So I'm picking up that there's some element of like a past life rivalry playing out here that has to do with persecution, abuse of authority, like a position of authority, and declining health because of this abuse of this position of authority. What's the energy here, Spirit? We have anger in chains and obsession in reverse. So it's like somebody is holding on to the anger from this past life here, or perhaps like the element of pride here. That has led into this distortion and this distorted obsession around another person. This like need to monitor. It's giving like hate watching somebody. And not even actually attempting to understand them or their perspective. We have today for tomorrow at the bottom of the deck. So this is with this today for tomorrow, this is again giving like driving out the pagans in order to bring Christianity in. We have sacrifice at the egoic level too. So somebody in their ego sacrificed, they basically are hate watching and projecting this negative energy at this person who has a more futuristic, a more innovative way of thinking in order to preserve their own comfort here. This could be a mother-daughter dynamic here, but it doesn't have to be. It could also be an elder and a younger sister. Bride in a cage, envious gluttony. Okay. What else do we need to know about this energy? To know about this energy, Spirit. We have the veil in reverse with the future. So yeah, this is a willful blindness to innovation. This is attempting to hide this innovative thinker here to shield their eyes from the truth of who they are and to shield the public's view about what they truly stand for here. We have hearth in reverse here with happiness in our hearts and in our homes. So this is driving someone out from a happy home here, trying to strip them of the protection of community, of the physical comforts of, you know, obviously the home, but also of abundance here with the bread that I'm seeing here. It's like trying to strip someone of their stability so that you can preserve your own happiness here because of some past life rivalry. And then we have unnecessary fear with the graveyard. Because of this refusal to understand someone, this is giving me like the energy of like xenophobia and like religious fear here, leading to attempts to control someone else here with the zombie. In very extreme cases, this may even be somebody with, especially with the Celtic here, this is giving me Mama and Brigitte energy. So somebody may have been actually attempting to send a zombie as somebody in order to get some sort of like power of attorney over them, in order to get control of overall their future, like to get a conservatorship over somebody. Yeah, there's something about a house here because this lion is making me think of Sabnok here. So Sabnok is a demon that people can use in order to find a suitable house or home for themselves here. Ooh, I wish I had to turn off the night sun right now. Ooh. I need to repurchase that deck for like the fucking third time, bro. Every time I move, I lose that deck. And it's funny, because the first time I bought that deck, that motherfucker cut me. It took a blood sacrifice, and I get, like, the deepest fucking readings with that deck every time. Like, that deck gonna read a motherfucker down. Like, the whole subconscious be just out on display. Demons be coming through. But I digress. Anyways, show me more about this energy. Show me more about this energy. With the witch at the end of the world, we have an important end and a new beginning. The three witchy sisters with the power of 3, and autumn is my last chance. Please don't lose hope. So the fact that this keeps coming out here, this is really, again, pulling me back into that wild hunt energy that we were talking about in the last reading, y'all. So with the witch at the end of the world here, there's the storm in the back here and the hourglass. This takes me back to Dorothy ending up in the Wizard of Oz in the first place because of a tornado that sweeps her up and takes her away. So it could be somebody being sent away because they could not be controlled here by these three witchy sisters or these three siblings. With this autumn is my last chance card as well. I'm being drawn into the image of the apple here. So whatever individual is trying to keep this veil over these people's eyes to the shit that they're doing in the background knows damn well that whatever they're doing is not correct, it's not right. With, you see clearly, clairvoyance, and they're being seen here for what they are doing. This angel of alchemy at the top of the deck with miracle, this is also giving me the energy of like Archangel Azrael. So whatever this person tried to do to this individual, Archangel Azrael has stepped in and actually shielded this person from I'm hearing an untimely removal. Let's get some energy. Show me more about this energy, please. What else do we need to know about this energy, Mister? What else do we need to know about this energy? We have the sun. So there's definitely exposure coming through here for that which has been done, and there's going to be a positive resolution for the affected party here. There's something about hummingbird energy here, so this is giving me like the energy of like emotional healing. With the Seven of Pentacles here, it's also going to be revealed just how much this person was sizing you up and calculating in their approach to how they dealt with you and other people here. That's too many cards at once. We'll put that stack back. What else do we need to know? We have the Page of Wands, Two of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles here. So for trying to cut you out of this contract and their impulsivity and immaturity here, in order to prevent you from reaching this Nine of Pentacles stage here. They didn't want you to get independence on your own, to feel rooted in your own stability here. They may have pocketed some sort of abundance that was meant for you here. This will be exposed for all to see, and you're tempering this energy here. It's like, for this desert they've left you in here, you found your own oasis. What about this Seven of Pentacles? Somebody may have been going to some sort of brujo or some spiritual authority that operates in a darker frequency here in order to help them, to cause this confusion, in order to help them to get this information. I'm hearing for breaking spiritual laws, this Hierophant in reverse is also going to be getting theirs for their hand in this conflict, whatever they did in the dark, for continuing to keeping the fire burning and for causing any sort of anxiety for this individual by keeping them in this state of blindness here, and for going against the code that they are supposed to follow here. Like somebody wasn't following the book. Yeah, with this Page of Wands here, Page of Wands, I'm sorry, I'm talking about the Ace of Swords. This Ace of Swords over the Page of Wands is saying like the truth of whatever communication was supposed to come into you is going to be revealed as like you cut through the weeds of bullshit here. This is, I'm seeing like the image of in Sleeping Beauty, like the prince having to cut through the thorn bushes in order to approach the castle here. What about this Two of Swords? I keep hearing this ain't gonna end like no fairy tale though. So yeah, they got cut out of a contract, but also like cut out of a lover's connection here. This is taking me back to that Bride in a Cage and Today for Tomorrow. So it's like cutting this person out of stability, trying to keep them from achieving any sort of loving connection here in order to keep control on them, in order to pocket. That's confirmation. Yeah, keeping them from being this King of Pentacles for themselves, not wanting them to keep their resources safe and close to their chest in order to benefit off of them. To what extent are we benefiting off of this individual Show me. Ooh. So with this Page of Pentacles, it's like, so yeah, pocketing money that was meant for someone else in order to climb the ladders here, in order to find a 10 of Cups, a emotional fulfillment for an Empress here. So this may have to do with a Taurus. Causing imbalance, indecision, wanting to cause codependency here. You know, wanting to keep you one half of a butterfly, unable to fly away and reach your own 10 of Cups here by keeping you in this Hanged Man energy. So wanting the mind and the body, the mind and the heart not to work together here, wanting to keep you confused, wanting to have you perpetually waiting on either the next shoe to drop or for any sort of kindness from another here, waiting on your abundance here with the pumpkins in the background. Wanting to keep you conflicted. This has been at the bottom of the deck through this whole reading, y'all. And I've been shuffling the fuck out of these cards here. Yeah, we have the Six of Pentacles here. Somebody wants you in conflict because in their ego, they don't want to give you what is due to you. They don't want to be generous to you. They don't want to share with you because they're refusing to get a hold on confirmation, because they don't want to get a hold on their own inner dragon here. They're not wrestling with their own inner demons here. This is gonna piss me off in a minute. Let me see. Because, like, what is your fucking problem? Like, what did this individual do to you? Are you that greedy? We have the wealthy male in reverse with business, authority, material riches, and family. We have the wise masculine. We have vampires. So this might be tying back into the Knights Templar, like I was saying. Maybe somebody could be working with this organization in order to keep this individual in this state, so that they can basically feed off of whatever abundance they're supposed to be receiving in order to potentially keep a business going for this wealthy male in reverse, or just so he can maintain an illusion of being a wealthy male despite his bad decisions that he's made. We have Archangel Zadkiel at the bottom here. So this is the angel of Jupiter. This is an angel of mercy. This is also an angel of divine justice here. The number 44 is significant as well here. So somebody may be 44 years old. This wise masculine is being abandoned by his warring ancestors, though. So whatever spiritual protection he gets from the emotional intelligence he is trying to exude, or from the religious structure that he follows, is leaving him as the truth comes out here. What else? One more. Because somebody lost the plot of what they were supposed to do here. So if this individual was entrusted with any sort of caretaking role or any sort of authority role, they've definitely abused it here and attempting to be seen as a certain way here. This is reflecting back on that Hierophant here. The Hierophant lost the plot of what they were supposed to do with their oath here. Oh, so that's why their warring ancestors are leaving them, because they broke the oath. And that ties into the Wild Hunt, because the Wild Hunt is for oath breakers, kin killers, and those who break contracts with the Fae and the gods. Well, that's getting into oath breaking. Any closing remarks? Ooh. So yeah, we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse that came out on top of warring ancestors. We have the Devil on top of somebody lost the plot. So this karma is going to fall on the bloodline here. We have the Moon in reverse that does not want to go back into the deck, and we have the Six of Wands. So whatever subconscious projections somebody threw out at somebody in their ego, confirmation, they're coming back. But they're starting to see this new perspective here. They're starting to see the truth. And they're stepping into this authority position here, setting boundaries and going independent, perhaps going into a hermit mode here, leaving behind this organization in order to find emotional fulfillment in a new capacity here. They're going to have to work for their resources, though, instead of being in this privileged position. And that is kind of reflecting back on the sacrifice of Prince Zuko again. So, like, the whole reason he even got banished was because he went against a military decision that his father made. And basically stood on that even after being reprimanded in the Agni Kai that had his eye burnt. So his father was like, well, since you want to conserve the faction that we were going to sacrifice, you get out of the kingdom and you take those motherfuckers with you, basically. And so Prince Zuko had to go on the search for the Avatar, losing his, basically his renown as a prince and being forced to work away from the kingdom here. I don't know if you can see that castle back there. Yeah, being cast out of falling from grace. But the thing about the blue spirit was that it was a persona that Prince Zuko actually used to fight back against the Fire Nation. Basically, an anonymous moniker that he could use to kind of circumvent the strict honor code that had been forced upon him by, running with his uncle and growing up in the palace and the Fire Nation and all of that. And it was basically a way for him to be able to fight for what was right. Closing remarks from the plant oracle, and then we'll leave this here. We have bleeding hearts coming out here. So this is a card about healing from heartbreak. Number 3. So it also has aspects of grief and unrequited love in here. So basically, it's used to help people release grief from the loss of a loved one in death or the ending of a relationship. To recognize and release codependent relationships, choosing short-term pain in order to move towards health rather than long-term suffering. So that echoes back to that today for tomorrow card. And it asks that you reflect on the unhealed wounds of your heart. Where do you hold on to grief and pain? What unhealthy attachments bind you? What needs to be released in order to move on to life? Notice how the plant spirit turns her back, turning away from the past to let it go. It tells you to seek catharsis, often through tears as the drop. It's also evocative of tears cleansing the heart. Don't be afraid to cry, to heal. Each of the heart-shaped flowers needs to crack and split open to bloom, to release a teardrop in order to heal. The affirmation is, my heart is whole and open to love. So yeah, this is basically this affected party being able to leave behind codependent relationships of the past and mourning the connection that they should have had with those close to them, mourning the connections that were sabotaged by those close to them, and seeking catharsis. I'm hearing through art, potentially through fashion as well, because she's pretty fly looking, this bleeding heart spirit. And yeah. And with that, I think I'm going to leave that there. So thank you for being here. Again, hit like and subscribe. Check out the description box below and take advantage of the July reading we have going the reading special that we have going until the end of the month. Consider donating to the channel so that we can get more decks to get deeper into the energy and to bring forth the messages that people need to hear. All right, and with that, let's ride out, Outlaws.